Hello everyone, my name is Asif and I lead Salesforce practice here at Royal Cyber. I welcome you all on behalf of Royal Cyber in today's webinar. Uh, I have with me Vishwambar Shetty, who is our senior Salesforce CRM architect, and he would be, the key person today, to go over most of the part of this presentation. Um, So in today's webinar, we are going to talk about one of the Salesforce solutions which we have developed in-house within Royal Cyber, and it is called as Salesforce InView, or I would say Salesforce Business InView. Uh, this is one of the solutions which we had, in our mind long time back, and we wanted to create such kind of dashboard where you can fetch or pull the data out from different data sources within the Salesforce or even from the external applications, from the external systems, and get that data available within one single dashboard. Um, this, we were done with the first phase of this, this solution, and we are launching this solution through this webinar. And Vishwamba would be the one who would be, walking you through with more details on this solution or in this product, along with the demo. So, in today's webinar, we are, I'll start with little bit of introduction of Royal Cyber, then I'll pass it on to Vishwamba, and Vishwamba will go over, rest of the slides and the demo piece of this webinar, where you are going to see real time this solution, this dashboard which we have created. Uh, and then, for last 5 to 10 minutes of this webinar, we'll keep it for the question answers and what we are going to offer to the attendees and the registrants who are part of today's webinar. All right. So let's talk about a bit on Royal Cyber. So Royal Cyber is in this, industry, in this IT industry for last 22, 23 years almost. We are a global company. We have our head offices in Chicago. We have a branch office here in Canada, where I'm based out of. Then we have our offshore offices in India, in Pakistan, where more than around 700 people are working there. So all in all, it's a 1,000 plus people company. Resources are dispersed around the globe. Uh, we have around 11 offices in 9 different countries, which includes US, Canada, KSA region, Australia and New Zealand, UK, and India and Pakistan. Uh, Most of our resources are certified resources. We provide end-to-end services in different models, and different services model includes complete onshore model or a complete offshore model, where the resources are completely based out of onshore or completely at offshore. And we also provide a hybrid service model, where the resources are based out of both onshore and offshore. Let's say in a project where you may require a technical project manager or a delivery manager and an architect to be at onshore or even at the customer location, and rest of the team is at the offshore. So this kind of hybrid model is also available at Royal Cyber. Royal Cyber here, it's a, I would say it's a one-stop shop for any kind of engagement with the customers within the space of digital transformation. So let's say if the customer connects with us, whether it's a Salesforce engagement, CRM, commerce, DevOps, middleware, we have a separate team with specialized people in these skill set, and they all are certified people, certified resources. And from the developer to the architect to the delivery manager, we have special people with the carrying these skill set to be available there, to be added as part of the project. So let's say if any customer connected with us or connects with us, let's say for the implementation project, for a new implementation, or from the scratch implementation of CRM, and within that implementation, if we need a person for to implement any middleware tool, let's say MuleSoft, Dell Boomi, or any other tool, we do have required people, required skill set available within Royal Cyber, within the umbrella of Royal Cyber, so that customer don't have to go to any other external vendor. All right, so now I'm going to pass it on to Vishwamba, and Vishwamba would be taking you through rest of the slides and on especially on this particular product or the solution which we have developed. All yours, Vishwamba.
Thank you, Asif. Hi, everyone. I'm Vishwambar Shetty. I'm a solution architect with Royal Cyber for Salesforce practice. So, I think by now, most of you would be wondering that is Royal Cyber InView, the new product that we are launching today, is it just about some pretty representation of dashboards? Certainly not. I'm here to walk you through what's InView, what's behind InView, what was our analogy or thought process in building this product. Before we get into details, just taking a step back and let's have a quick recap. So basically, the era that we are currently in terms of IT is the cloud era. And unlike before, the storage has become cheaper, and the storage could be scaled up or scaled down instantaneously in real time. So that has enabled multiple organizations to capture data, a lot of data points, based on which the thought process was they could take an informed decision which would eventually profit them, or eventually show some kind of growth in their business. The challenge that we face right now is over the period of time, the data captured is massive. There are a lot of applications which are meant to handle that volume of data, like, we have data warehousing or we have different data management tools, whatnot. The challenge here, the main challenge here is due to the advancement of cloud era, organizations are no longer stuck with one application for every need. Based on the need, organization tends to have different applications which caters to their purpose. Like, let's say an organization has got Salesforce as their CRM. Let's say they've got some ERP system like Oracle or SAP as their ERP system, some other financial system. If they're into transportation or logistics, another system to handle their logistics, and so on and so forth. So all these applications are built by different companies, and it has its own architecture. So based on the architecture it relies on, it captures the data accordingly. What's the challenge here that the organizations are facing? The challenge that the organizations are facing is, they've got the data captured across multiple IT applications they've got in their organization, a huge footprint. But how do they get a unified view of this data where, let's say the customer is there in the CRM system. There are some transactions with respect to that customer in an ERP system, and let's say there's a set of transactions. Let's say it's a product that's going to be shipped, so there will be certain set of data in the logistics system. Then a payment is received. The set of data will be there in the financial system. So how do you eventually put all the data captured by all this system into one view and represent it, which would help each one of us to take an informed, better decision? That's where we came up with the product called as InView. So, our main intention behind this product is to help organization visualize better based on their business data. So there's no, we're not saying that we're going to provide you some data. We are saying you've already collected a certain amount of data, which is your business data. We would this would help you in visualizing it in a single manner. So isn't it so the thought that comes in all of our mind right now is, can't you guys build it, or what's something new in InView? So see, you've got a lot of data. So if you want to build something like InView, what we've got, which is smarter, which is intuitive, which has the capability of being predictive, uh, you know so if you want to build something of that sort, you'll need a huge team of data scientists basically. And the data scientists, once you build a team of data scientists, they will they'll have to get in data from all the system, make sense out of it, and then try building it. Each organization would spend their considerable amount of time in building a system. So it's like, you you're trying to reinvent a wheel. What we are saying is, we've done the whole process of inventing a wheel. All you have to do is take it and install it in your system or in your organization. So Royal Cyber InView is basically a solution to a myth most of the organizations have, that is, you cannot have a unified visualization of the entire business data. As of now, InView is Salesforce native. The reason behind that being, the upper management and the decision makers, we presume that Salesforce is the right application for them, where it's lightweight and it's again a mobile capability. It's there, and it's a desktop. It also has a desktop capability. Plus, we've got this with, like I said, InView has got its intelligence and it's capable to predict future outcomes to an extent. And like I said, we have done the process of inventing the wheel. All you have to do is you just have to install it. So, if you take a decision of going with Royal Cyber's InView, then it's a easy point and click deployment. It's as easy as that. And then again, the analogy behind keeping it currently in our first phase in Salesforce is, it's by default desktop and mobile compatible. So when we thought about, you know, getting into this product, building this product, we did a small market survey, asking a lot of uh, executives and different level employees of an organization, what's their opinion if they got access to such a product. How would it help them, or how would it not help them? So what we've seen is, you know overall majority of the feedback that we have got is, it's positive, and everybody would love to have a product which would give them an, a unified visualization of their data. And based on the industry they belong to, they have needs of different visualization, which we call it as dashboards. Like I said, we're currently in our first phase, or let's say it's our first cut or a draft mode. So these are the few dashboards that we've thought of, and we feel uh, is definitely going to be of use for almost all organizations. So there's a bit on forecasting, there's a bit on customer profiling, there's a bit on products, then on how your sales rep is performing. uh, then if you've got some specific KPIs which you'd like to see, we can definitely build that as well. Let me just pick one dashboard over here and just say, how does it even help you guys? Let's say the sales rep dashboard. So every organization has a sales team. So as far as we understand, a salesperson, a sales rep is incentivized apart from the regular salary. He's incentivized based on, you know, the amount of sales he's done. And yeah, we definitely almost all the organizations have kind of a report which would, give them the sales that's been done by the sales rep, and what's the revenue brought in and whatnot. But what we are trying to target over here is, uh, how would you measure a sales rep's performance? So basically, let's say you have two sales rep. A guy, there's person A and a person B. Person A has got a lot of accounts. So quantity wise, he's got about 10 accounts, let's say. So when you look at it, you feel as if, one would feel as if, yeah, he's performing well. He's got 10 accounts. Whereas the sales rep B just has got one account. So natural human tendency is to think sales rep B is not performing as well as sales rep A. But with InView, these dashboards go further deeper than that, where it tries to analyze sales rep A. Good, he's got 10 accounts. What's the revenue he's trying to generate with those 10 accounts? Sales rep B has got one account. What's the revenue he's trying to generate with that account? Might be sales rep B with just one account is generating a revenue way higher than sales rep A. As far as the organization is concerned, if the revenue generation is high, he's doing well. He got one good customer. Apart from that, now there are, certain organizations where sales reps tend to travel a lot, and the travel amount expenses are basically reimbursed. We can have an analysis over here based on, what kind of a revenue is being bought in by the sales rep, and what kind of an expend at what cost is he getting that, like what's his expenditure to get in such kind of in revenue. Such way we can have multiple data points. Yeah. So in a nutshell, what are the major features that you would get if you end up implementing Royal Cyber InView is way too simple. The first thing that you see here is a single data set. So though your data source is multiple, it can be you have an ERP system, you have a CRM system, you have a logistics system, and what you have a financial system and whatnot. But we bring in as one data set, and then we start making sense out of the data and getting value out of it, and we start publishing it in dashboards. Then uh, another beneficial part is the next best action or the recommendation. So basically, so here what we're trying to say is, let's take an example where uh, there was a customer which was quite who was quite tricky to handle, but somehow sales rep A ended up handling him and got the business. Now, after a couple of months or a year, for some reason, either sales rep A is no longer with the organization, or for some reason, there's a new opportunity come in for the same customer, but it got assigned to a different sales rep. Uh, Basically, an organization wouldn't want the new sales rep to undergo the entire eureka moment to understand how to deal with that customer. One would like if a kind of a recommendation could be already given to that sales rep, saying, hey, based on the past experience, this the best way to handle this customer is in this manner. So that's what we're trying to say, the next best action. And also, or it can also be like, you know uh, the sales rep is trying to sell, let's say you're selling printers. The sales rep is trying to sell a printer, and we can make use of this recommendation engine to, to recommend the sales rep that along with the printer, these are other add-ons which you can upsell, you know so that can be done. Then case routing, uh, it's got a, like I said, it's predictive and intelligent. It has a way to, you know we can route, you've got a case in for a particular product, and the case is of a particular nature. Based on the intelligence and uh, predictive nature that the product has got, it can determine which agent is good to handle a particular case. Because right now, 90% of us, how do we do the case routing? Either it's based on the load or it's based on the skill set. But what we are trying to say here is, let's take a step ahead. Instead of routing it based on load and skill set, let's also try to route the case based on who is best for that case. Predictive scoring. So predictive scoring is, let's say you've got a lead, and or oh no, let's say a sales rep has got two leads. Now he's not sure how much weightage he's to give for each of them, or which one to prioritize over the other. With the help of predictive scoring, there will be a logic based on which, InView would give a score to each of the leads. Based on the score, it makes it easier for the sales rep to decide which lead has to be prioritized. And many more, like, apart from the default KPIs that we've configured, if you feel, there are other things which you would want us to configure for you, we can definitely do that. Excuse me. Let's we've move on to case studies. I've got a couple of case studies based on industry. So this is one of my favorite, GRC, governance, risk, and compliance. It's applicable to any and every industry. Reason being is, so what an organization does on a regular basis is, at least once in a quarter, they try to audit their IT system, or IT footprint. So what does auditors do? They come in, they see who's got what kind of an access, is it appropriate or not. Such decisions are taken care. So with this, what do I mean is, once in a quarter is when the organization actually gets to know if they're breaching any compliance. Or let's say that, there's a customer who said that he doesn't want to be contacted for any marketing related stuffs, and but still, for some reason, the marketing system is still sending them emails. That's definitely breach of compliance. So, you don't want to be notified about this once in a quarter when you do an audit. It's always better to be safe than sorry. So this dashboard of ours would give you a visualization of compliance breach as and when it happens. You don't have to wait for the quarter to finish. Let's pick this customer profile. So, customer profile, uh, we've got this into B2C and B2B engagement pattern. Slightly, there's a difference between B2C and B2B, because in B2C, we all know we are targeting the end customers. Our, the end customer is basically not an organization; it is a real human being. So the way we profile a B2C customer over a B2B customer is entirely different. In a B2C customer, the way we profile is, we make the customer feel that we are listening to them, and, we are basically trying to say that, their opinion matters to us. So let's say that a customer purchased a product, and he got back and he gave a review. Might be we sent a survey, or might be we asked them to review the product, and he gave us a review. Then after a couple of months, the customer has got some, let's say, some issue with the product, so he raised a case on that particular product. All this stuffs, what saying is currently happening, but what's not happening is what did we do about it. Customer raised the case, our service agents fixed it. That's done and dusted. Customer gave a feedback or filled in a survey, and we said, hey, our survey result is XYZ. But did we do anything with this by combining all this data together? Like, let's say that customer bought product A and he gave a feedback on it, and he also raised a couple of cases on that particular product. So when you put all these data points together, you get a better picture. So ideally, now consider that the same product is sold to multiple customers and similar cases are being raised. That means, you know, an organization should do something about it before the next customer raises the same case. So when that's done, might be your first two customers were not that happy about the product, but the third customer is definitely going to be happy about the product. Similarly, over here, yeah, definitely we say, hey, how do you want to be contacted? We ask all that. A lot of customers have a habit of, selecting every option available. So because he selected every option available, our marketing team tend to, target uh, customers on every platform. But when you see our marketing data, when we see that, okay, we have targeted this customer on social media, on email, on SMS, through phone call. Now we get a feedback of each of this target. And then if you sit and analyze it, you'll always see that a customer target is all only productive in one channel. So if you reduce the channel for a customer, you are going to save a lot on your marketing cost. So these things are going to be present basically in a B2C customer profile. B2B customer profile is slightly different, where we talk about the kind of risk profile the customer is, or the kind of credit profile the customer currently has and is eligible to be. Like, for example, there's a customer who is quite religious in paying the invoice on time. He has no delay at all over there. Like, say he's got a payment term of net 30, he always pays within that time. So, and now when the sales rep has gone to that customer's office and trying to sell more, the customer says, hey, I would like to do business, but might be I need a better payment term, or might be I need a better credit limit. So ideally, what happens is the sales rep has to get back, take an approval, and whatnot. But with this custom B2B customer profiling, based on his previous interactions, transactions, and all those data points, the dashboard is capable of letting the sales rep know that whether what is the possibility of him requesting for a better credit profile for this customer and management approving it. So when he knows that, okay, the dashboard is giving an information that this customer can be upgraded to a higher credit limit, or can be given a different uh, you know payment term. So instead of keeping his end customer high and dry, where he says, hey, I'll get back to you once I have a approval, he can actually say that looks like we can give you so and so credit limit or so and so payment term. I just need an approval. I'll get that done. And so you're giving a positive message back. In a similar manner, we basically tend to divide our B2B customers into different categories, like there are gold customer, silver customer, platinum customer, and accordingly we try to give them service. And all the interactions also matters accordingly. So over here you'll have a dashboard where you get to see where is that customer really getting the service he should be getting. So how it helps is basically, like I said, your customer churn rate would increase. You would definitely increase your business because your sales rep is able to give on the fly an affirmative answer to the customer saying whether he can do something or not, and so on and so forth. So when I say product profiling, this is basically for manufacturing and distribution industry. So over here what we're trying to say is we have products data, we have the service data, and what we're trying to do is we're trying to combine the product and the service data and then give a unified view to the management stating which product is doing well and which product is having a lot of case being raised as well. Might be your top notch selling product is also on the top list in number of cases being raised. So when that thing happens, management doesn't have to wait for a whole lot of customers to complain and then rethink on the product or re-engineer the product. In the initial phase of the product itself, they'll be informed that hey, there's something wrong going with this product, we need to have a look. That's basically like one of the key features of the product profile. So yeah, let's get into the demo. I'll walk you through this system, and before that, I'll just show you a couple of slides on how we have presented it, and then I'll walk you through the application. So this one is a customer profile. So now if you see over here, we've got it added to, we've got it added to a account over here. And what we are seeing over here is there's a tab which is called as customer profile. You can get in specific profile for a specific customer. Now like if somebody is engaging this customer, he can come over here, have a look. So it says the win rate with this customer is 73%, which is good. Now it also says what kind of a business this customer has given. So when a salesperson gets such kind of a data, it basically helps him to understand the customer better. And over here, you've got a lot of filters which they can play around with and see based on the time frame that they are interested in, and so on and so forth. Now this is our forecasting. Right now we are on opportunity forecasting. So basically what we're trying to say over here is, based on the stages that's available in the opportunity, we are saying where what is there. Okay. Now, if you see this segment over here, so this segment is talking about, the opportunities which we've got with in an existing business, opportunities which we have got from existing business in the sense they're already our customers, opportunities that we have got from new business, and that means they're somebody new, and the opportunities that we have got from a new business, uh, basically as an add-on. So this also gives us an understanding based on where are we standing. Like let's say opportunities that we're getting in as new business, our closed one is on an average, it's at high, which is good because that's what we intend. We need to have a higher closed one as compared to the closed lost. Okay, so now this is a dashboard for basically the service agent performance where now this as a person who is managing the service team, makes a lot of sense for them, where where they get it, like over here it says that on an average an agent is handling 81 cases, so which, depending on your strength of the service team, you can determine whether it's high or low and whatnot. That's like 20 agents are there who are handling 81 cases on a regular basis. Now, the alarming piece that I see here is each case is taking about 128.3 days to close. That's alarming. So, looking at these dashboards, the service manager can immediately make a decision saying there's something going wrong. We need to have a look at all this. So, pull out all those cases, see what's going wrong, get that rectified before it's too late. Yeah. So now over here, if you see this section, if you see, you understand that the customers prefer raising case by calling your customer care over the other options that you have given, that is email, chat, web. You've got this analogy where with this you can do a lot of things. Try to understand furthermore why they're not liking email, or why they're not liking chat, why they're liking phone a lot. So this helps you to make informed, better decision. Let's now, move to the application instance and just have a quick look around how it is. Okay, so I've logged into my Salesforce instance where we've got Royal Cyber InView installed. So let's go to accounts. Let's open this account. Now, if you see here, we've got a customer profile, and yeah, so basically it's the same data that I had shown earlier, where the opportunities, age, what's the average win rate, you know, how many cases were raised for this customer, how many got closed. So, what's in the pipeline, what's the value in pipeline. Okay. And then again, based on what kind of an opportunity, like basically what's the source of these opportunities that's come in. Now, this is a list of the opportunities that's there. So this is basically trying to, tell you about this customer. Okay. Let's get into forecasting. So here again, it's for the opportunity that we have got, where it says, let's say here it says close one, and I'm at a 55% close one based on all the opportunities that's available. This is again the same, where based on the kind of business I'm getting, however, how does my opportunity look like? A different representation of the previous data, then the list of opportunities and all that. Now this is a nice one where we're trying to say uh, what's the source where you're getting this opportunity from. Some opportunities are basically from advertisements, some opportunities are from employer referral, some are from public relation, whatnot, or some are just word of mouth. So now this basically tells me that my employer, all the opportunities that's come in, where it's because of an employer referral, the chances of it getting closed is pretty high, because my majority opportunities that are closed are of employer referral. So now if I see, let's say here, the next highest that I'm getting of closed one is the one that's referred by a partner. Advertisement is not Your advertisement is not really yielding anything much over here. And now if I say public relationships, then you see the seminars, then again word of mouth. So most probably the product is doing well, so the customer is sharing feedback with others, and because of that as well, people are tending to buy or tending to interact with your organization. So this is something with which you can take a better decision in terms of your, let's say, marketing strategy. So now here is like where we're trying to figure out per se a quarter, how are you performing, how would it be your future performance based on what you we have done in the past. Let's say the service agent performance. So yeah, so now if you see here, we've got how are each of these agents performing. Like for example, Bruce is basically what we are trying to say is he's also taking about 127.6 days to close a case. Like over here what it says is on an average the organization is taking 128.3 days to close a case. Now it's again like, by reason what kind of uh, cases are being raised. Basically it's some cases are coming in just for feedback. So to be very frank, we need not have feedback coming in as a case. So you can definitely reduce this 211 cases that got created. So what I mean to say here is it's an easy decision to be made where every case is money incurred for the organization. This 211 actually shouldn't have even been a case. So we can work on getting this resolved. Now here if you see the highest is 258 cases which doesn't have a category being done. It's we are not able to categorize it. So we need to get into these cases, see what's happened over there, and then if we don't have an appropriate category for this, we might have to define a category. But in situations where we have a category but the agent on that case didn't select the appropriate category, so that means that the agent needs some training. It's an easy decision to be made, right? When you have a visual representation. So basically this is a small view of a walkthrough of the product that we have got. So coming back to our presentation, what is it that you need to have in order to be able to you know make use of our product InView? So what we mean is in terms of licensing. So the mandatory thing that we need is you need to have a sales cloud or a service cloud license from Salesforce. You also need to have Tableau CRM Plus license. Apart from that, the other systems like Pardot or Marketing Cloud, Social Studio, or any other Salesforce offering or any other non-Salesforce systems, it can be an ERP system, that's up to you. Based on what all application your organization has got, we can connect it to our application and it will show its wonders. Yep, that's on the Salesforce front. But from the Royal Cyber front, like we say that uh, the best product is always the one that's tailor made for your organization. To an extent, a generic product would do, but a tailor made product is the best. So, having said that, what Royal Cyber is asking is just the implementation cost over here. Because not necessary that every customer has got the same ERP system. So, based on different applications that as an organization you've got, we would consider it and we would tailor build, and based on the industry the organization belongs to, we would tailor build the KPIs and dashboards. So I hope you know you've got a good understanding of what Royal Cyber InView is all about and what it can do and how it can benefit each of your organization. So yeah, uh, Passing on to Asif, where he'll walk you through what's the next step. Thank you, Asif.
Thank you, Vishwamba. This was really a good presentation and the demo. Uh, so now I actually wanted to talk about on the offers which we have, which we are presenting today to all the attendees and the registrants of this webinar. So there's a 2 week complimentary free discovery phase which we offer to each participant who is here today. So this complementary discovery phase means, if let's say if you want to connect with us, within any capacity, any challenges, any pain points you have in your existing Salesforce CRM space, sales, service, marketing cloud, health cloud, finance cloud, Einstein, anything which where you see that there are potential challenges, or anything in your roadmap which you have maybe for the year 2021, ending 2021 and 2022, and you want some guidelines or discussions to have it with our one of our architects, we give 2 weeks free assessment. In this 2 weeks free assessment, we discuss all the challenges, all the roadmaps which you have. We guide you on that roadmap, and uh, you know. If you also want to connect with us within, for the longer engagement, for let's say within the managed support services, then this is the path to take forward. We start with this 2 weeks discovery phase, and this is completely free. um, All right. So, yeah. So, what we'll do, one of our, team members would be reaching out to you post this webinar, and they would connect with you over the email and would take your feedback, and would also, connect with you on this 2 weeks discovery phase. Now, I will open the forum for the question answers, and let's take the question answers.